everyone, you are enough. It's not your fault. No one is perfect. I really wish I knew this. Hi guys, I hope you're having the best day. Today we are here to talk about something that I'm really passionate about, I'm really excited to talk about, which is advice I would give to my teenage self. So over the past 5 to 10 years, I think I have grown a lot as a human being, and there are a lot of things I didn't know back when I was a teenager that would have made me a lot more peaceful and calm and less anxious. So I really just wanted to share with you today what I wish I knew as a teenager. Hopefully this can be helpful to you if you are a teenager yourself, or just if, you know, whatever stage of life you're at, these are really important pieces of advice for really anyone. Firstly, the biggest one, and the one that I struggled with the most until probably a couple of years ago, is that you are enough. Just as you are more than enough. I struggled a lot when I was a teenager with feelings of inadequacy, feeling like I needed to be better. I always felt like I was good at a lot of things, but never the best, or never at the top. I felt like I wasn't good enough. So what I wish I knew is that even though I'm not maybe at the top of everything I want to be at the top of, I'm still enough, and I'm more than enough to be loved and to be cherished. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't work hard and try hard to be better. You totally should. Like, you should still work really hard, try to be better wherever you can. But know that at every stage in your life, you are more than enough, and you are worthy of love and support. And yeah, that's my main big piece of advice. I'm going to try to go through the rest of them a bit more quickly. Straight on to number 2 is not everyone is going to like you. You cannot please everyone, no matter what you do, no matter who you are. There are going to be people out there who don't agree with what you say and who just don't like you. I mean, I remember I had this person in year 7 who didn't like me and literally had never talked to me before. And at the time I thought, wow, there must be something wrong with me. What have I done to make her not like me? But I really hadn't done anything. She just decided she didn't like me, and that's going to happen throughout your life. So I wish I knew back then that you can't please everyone, and you just have to be authentically yourself, and in time that will attract the people that are going to love and support you. So number 3 is that people are going to let you down, and you have to know that it's not your fault. Sometimes I felt when someone didn't show up for something or just let me down in some way that it was my fault and I was to blame, that maybe I had done something that put them off. But you don't know what's going on in other people's lives. You really don't. They could have been having a crazy week filled with pain and stress, and maybe they can't really tell you what's going on. So just don't blame yourself. If someone doesn't show up, if someone lets you down, it's not your fault. And you never know what's going on in someone else's life. You never know their full story. Number 4 is to listen to your gut, because it is almost always right. Obviously, I say almost always, it is definitely not going to be always right, but if you have a feeling, if you have a gut feeling that you should or shouldn't do something, really take that to heart and really consider it and go with it most of the time, because it's usually going to be right. I think there's so much more in our gut feelings and our intuition than we even realize, so much more power, so much more knowing than we even consciously realize. So really following that guidance is super important in your life. So I wish I went with my gut feelings more as a teenager. Number 5 is to surround yourself with the people you want to be like. I've touched on this in a previous video. I think I'll link it up here if I remember what it was. But I did talk about how the people you surround yourself with really influence you. They really influence your behavior and your thoughts and just your whole personality. So you want to surround yourself with the people you want to be like, the people who make you feel uplifted and make you feel loved, and really just who you want to be like. You are going to have people in your life who are taking away from you and who don't support you and don't lift you up. And I'm not saying to cut those people out of your life, but just put less energy into those relationships and more energy into the relationships with people who lift you up and who you strive to be like. Number 6 is that beauty comes in all different shapes and sizes. I really wish I knew this. It's just, I used to look at magazines, look at models, and think that, you know, you had to be skinny and that was what beautiful meant, but that is not what beautiful is. Beautiful is not just about the superficial layer, it is so much deeper than that. I think now, like, the most beautiful people are the people who are super confident, who love themselves, and who exude that just loving energy and that confidence, and that's where beauty really comes from. Yes, you know, outer beauty is a thing. I'm not saying it's not a thing, but it's not just one shape. There is so much beauty in all different body shapes, all different types of people, and I think that I just wish, I don't know, I wish that I had some sort of knowing that beauty wasn't just this one standardized traditional form, that there's so many different forms of beauty, because now I see beauty in so much more. My kind of eyes have been opened. I've mentioned this I think again before. Ever since I started getting into photography and I started looking at things like a leaf on a tree, or like, I don't know, I think ever since I started getting into photography, I see so much more beauty in things that I didn't see before, and I wish I knew that there wasn't just one form of beauty. There's so much more. And with that, don't try to conform to the standard set of beauty, which is what I tried to do when I was a teenager, because through doing that you lose your individuality and you use your uniqueness and what makes you you, what makes you different and valuable. You lose that if you just try to be that traditional beauty. So yeah, know that there's all different types of beauty. Number 7, and this one is really important because I definitely did not do this, especially when I was in year 12. So number 7 is to not say yes to everything. When I was in year 12, I thought, and I mean, we are told to take every opportunity, and yes, you should take as many opportunities as you can, but take the opportunities that align with your values and your passions. Don't say yes to everything that comes your way, because then you're going to spread yourself too thin and you won't be able to authentically show up as yourself and put in the effort that is really required to be there for everything. So I definitely did this in year 12. I said yes to way too many things that I really shouldn't have said yes to, and I definitely felt super stressed and quite anxious at periods of time because I was constantly going to appointments, to choir, to band, and I mean, I was passionate about a lot of those things, but there were certain things that kind of tipped me over the edge on certain days. I just had too much on, and I wish I had said no to just a couple of things here and there. So yes, don't say yes to everything. There will be more opportunities that come your way, and know that everything will happen in its own time and you don't have to do every single thing that comes your way. Number 8 is that you can do anything you set your mind to. Literally anything you dream up, you can do, but it's not going to happen overnight. You can't just say, oh, I want to be a famous singer, and then wake up the next morning and be a famous singer. No, that's not going to happen. But if you practice every day and you make the steps every day to get there, and you work consistently and you have the passion for it, you can get there. So like with my YouTube channel, I know that I have to show up every week. I have to create new videos, new content that I'm passionate about and that creates value for people. Otherwise, I'm not going to get to where I want to be. But if I keep working hard and I show up and I'm consistent and I'm passionate, I know I can get there. So yes, you can do anything you want. It just requires hard work, consistency, and persistence. Number 9, and something that I'm really passionate about, and it's really critical, I guess, for what's going on at the moment, is to keep your mind wide open. Keep Your Mind Wide Open is actually a song from one of my favorite movies as a child, which is Bridge to Terabithia. And I think it's so true, because Throughout your life, you're always going to be confronted with new ideas, new beliefs that might challenge your values or might challenge your beliefs. And if you come to those challenges with an open mind, you are able to see not from just your perspective, from your narrow lens, but from other people's perspectives, because there's honestly always going to be an opposition to any idea you have. Say if I say I love cats, well, someone else is going to say, ugh, cats are gross, you shouldn't love cats. That's a stupid example, but basically anything you say, anything, even if it's a scientific fact, there is always going to be someone who has an opposing view. So just keeping your mind open, and if you have confrontations, instead of being defensive or aggressive, be thoughtful, be open-minded, and calmly and respectfully share your ideas. And so this kind of moves on to the 10th point, which is to stick up for yourself. So I guess in the past and still now, I don't really like confrontation. I try to avoid it where possible. But if you really believe in something and if you really value something, you should stick up for your own beliefs because they're important. But you should stick up for them calmly and respectfully and with honesty and passion. There's no use getting aggressive about something because really at the end of the day it's your word against someone else's word. And although yes, there's right and wrong, your truth, my truth is not everyone's truth, and accepting that is something really powerful. But I do think you should stick up for yourself, and I definitely didn't a bit when I was younger. I would just kind of go with things. I mean, I did have quite strong values, but because I hated confrontation so much, I wouldn't necessarily stick up for myself when I probably should have. So I wish I knew that you can stick up for yourself without it being violent or aggressive. Like, you can stick up for yourself as long as you keep a calm, level head. You can get through confrontation calmly. But not with everyone, but just on the whole, stick up for yourself. Alright, so number 11, and this kind of ties back in with my first one, which was that you are enough. Number 11 is that no one is perfect. You are not perfect, I'm not perfect, your brother isn't perfect, your cousin isn't perfect, your boyfriend or your girlfriend. No one is perfect. No one is perfect, but if you truly love someone, you will love their flaws too. And that also goes with loving yourself. If you truly love yourself, you will love your flaws because nobody is perfect. When I was growing up, people used to call me a perfectionist, and I thought that meant that I needed to strive for perfection in everything I did. But I never realized that perfection doesn't exist. Like, you can get something to the best standard, say like an essay. You can get it so good, but who gets 100% on an essay? Like, pretty much no one. It just doesn't exist. Like, you can be amazing, you can be like exceptional and not be perfect. So having that sense of knowing now gives me so much peace because I realize that I can try my best and I can do my best, and it's fine if it's still not perfect because no one is perfect. And with that, that's all the advice I have. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and let me know down below what was the piece of advice that really resonated with you, or if you have any other advice that you'd like to give me. I'd love to hear what you have to say. So also, if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button down below. It really supports me and I really appreciate it. And yeah, also, if you haven't met Chai and Mocha, these are my little cats. This is Mocha and this is Chai. He doesn't want to move. Okay, I'll leave him there. So that's Chai and Mocha, and they're actually brothers. They're Burmese cats and they are adorable. So if you want to see more videos, make sure to click that bell notification button because I post new videos every Wednesday and Thursday. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was really fun for me to make and reflect on what I've learnt. So I really appreciate you being here, and I will see you in my next video.